Hello, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. In this video, I thought we'd talk a bit more about the idea of fear and danger, as it's come up from a few people that they don't consider themselves to feel fearful or that they think they're in danger, and therefore they don't really see how what we're talking about applies to their situation. So I think absolutely that's fair enough. I can understand that. And I think it comes down to what we perceive or what we understand by fear and danger, what we mean by those words. So if you think before, we talked about how our perception, our mood even can change how we perceive the same situation. We talked about walking a nice walk in the country in the summer's day when you're choosing to do it, you're having a lovely time compared to the same walk in the pouring rain, in the wind, in the dark. You don't really want to be there. So let's imagine a similar sort of situation. So, say, for example, you're at your work and you've parked your car a couple of streets away, as you always do. And normally you finish your work at 5 o'clock and the town's quite busy, and you walk out to your car and you feel quite the thing. And it's something you do all the time. So that's quite a normal situation for you. You don't, no issues there. But imagine today, for example, you're working late, so you're actually going to be in the office till about 8, 9 o'clock at night. You're still parked in the same place, but when you come out, the streets are much quieter and it's dark. So you're doing the same walk that you always do. You're in exactly the same position, but do you think you feel a wee bit different? Do you think your level of vigilance, your level of alert is maybe a wee bit higher than normally when you leave your office at your normal time? I would say probably it is, because it's now dark. You're immediately more vulnerable because it's dark, and your vision isn't going to be as good to see what's going on as it would in broad daylight. It's quieter, so you're more vulnerable in the sense that there's less people round about, if anything was to go wrong. So the way your nervous system behaves in that situation will be different. Your hearing is probably more finely tuned. You'll be more alert. You'll be looking about you a bit more. You'll be scanning what's going on around about you a bit more. You'll be walking a wee bit quicker to try and get to your car. Maybe going to have your keys ready in your hand. You've maybe got your umbrella ready to defend yourself if you have to. Maybe that's just me. So you're the way you're behaving will be slightly different. Your nervous system is immediately in a state of high alert. It's immediately jumped up and said, right, okay, this situation is at higher risk, therefore I have to be ready to respond. So you wouldn't probably say you're in danger as such. It's not, I wouldn't say, oh my goodness, I was in such danger there this evening walking back to my car. You might not say I was fearful as I was walking back to my car, but your nervous system is in a higher state of alert. So if we think then back to a painful situation, so for example, you notice a pain in your back, your nervous system will almost always then go into that similar, slightly elevated state of alert and hypervigilance. You're immediately going to be, oh, what does this mean? What's going on here? Have I done some damage? What does this mean for my work? What does this mean for my ability to go where I want to go at the weekend? Can I still do my horse riding? Will I be able to do that long drive to visit my friend? All these things will start running through your mind. So again, you're probably not thinking, oh, my back pain isn't, I don't actually think it's dangerous per se. I'm not in fear of the pain. But can you see how your nervous system has stepped up a gear and put you in that state of alert or increased vigilance, just the same way as when you're walking the same route that you always walk in the daytime, when you're walking that same route in the dark, your nervous system, your state of alert is just up that wee bit more. So you're just that wee bit more ready to respond. You're not quite as laid back and going with the flow as you would be in the daytime. And similarly, when you notice a pain or a sensation in your body, your nervous system will tend to default to that state of, oh, what does this mean? I need to be on the lookout for anything else happening. What am I going to have to do? How am I going to have to respond here? So I hope that maybe clarifies a wee bit around the issue of fear and danger, because I say it doesn't have to be a case of, oh my goodness, my back pain is so dangerous. You don't have to be thinking the worst case scenario here, something really terrible is going to happen. I'm really fearful of that. But we just tend to default to that position of, I need to be on the lookout here. What does it mean? Right, you see, our mind often starts to run away with us. I won't be able to do this. What if I can't do that? What if it never gets better? And that's all perceived by the nervous system as danger, although we probably wouldn't call it danger or fear per se in the normal way we speak. In terms of how the brain perceives it, it's the same as being chased down the street in the dark by somebody with a big stick as you walk back to your car. So if you're not sure, think about another way to think about it is not just the absence of fear or danger, but is it making your nervous system feel, is it making you feel more or less safe? So does that sensation make you think, oh, that's nice, I'm just going to sit here and relax? Or does it make you think, oh, I'm not liking this very much? So it can be as simple as that. The word fear and danger sounds a bit dramatic in our normal usage, and we wouldn't tend to use those sort of phrases, but that's the way they kind of, the neuroscience talks about it. But in terms of making it applicable to you in your everyday life, think of it more in those terms. Think of it like walking back to the car in the dark. You're just that wee bit more alert. Or think of it in terms, is this feeling making me feel more or less safe? So is it making me think, nice cozy night in with a blanket and a hot chocolate, watching the telly? Or is it making me think, oh, need to have a wee bit more, I'm on edge here a wee bit, what does it mean? Or even here it goes again, here's my back hurting me again, that sort of idea. Okay, so that's a wee bit about fear and danger, and hopefully clarified that a wee bit for you and maybe make it a wee bit more applicable to you. As always, if it brings anything up for you, feel free to send me a wee message and I'd be happy to chat through it with you. Okay, bye for now.